18 days
Yes.
before the campaign finish. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. Then we got it.
Provided that we see your video and say, okay, this is the sure hit.
Okay.
But yes, in those cases, like we work right from the start for 60 hours, run ad campaigns, help you set a higher page for your campaign, send the blast, of course, and send the newsletter, and then we step back. For the last 18 days, we step back again with a moderate budget, and then increase it gradually. You know the drill.
Yeah.
Is it enough time for you to next Friday you have the you can see the final video, and is it enough time for you to prepare the job for the next Monday campaign start?
It's gonna be we're gonna make a special effort, and we'll be ready for launch if we need.
Okay. Thank you.
Now.
Maybe do you have any comment on this project?
Oh yes. So I'll run it by my team. I gotta tell you, I'm the last person to do it. I'm not very good at reviewing pages, but I'll run it through my team, and I'll give you our 2 cents on it. But again, once you do share, do let me know when the video is finalized, when we can properly review it. Okay?
Okay.
Awesome. Now, as for our fees, so 2 changes have been made since we worked together. One is, to the best of my recollection, you paid, like back then, like with a 10% discount, we give high-profile project like yours. You paid. You should have paid 15% of whatever we bring, calculated as whichever is lower, 11.25% of our analytics or 22.5% of the Kickstarter dashboard, right?
Yeah.
Last time?
Yeah, last time.
Now, since then, like it was late December 16, we improved our analytic tracking, and it no longer automatically overtracks. Like back then, it used to give us more credit than what we deserve. Now it pretty much reflects what we bring. So instead of taking whichever is lower, 11.25% of ours or 22.5% of the Kickstarter dashboard, we take whichever is lower, 15% of our analytics. Again, it no longer overtracks. So there's no need to offset here, or 22.5% of the Kickstarter dashboard as always.
Yeah.
Now, this is a minor technical change. Doesn't change things around too much. But what we also introduced since then is what we call heavyweight discounts. So, and this is relevant. Like you were big spenders last time, if I remember correctly, right? You played on high volumes, right?
So we don't quite understand about
the numbers.
Yes.
Okay. So I will explain. Last time, like we want to charge you 15%.
Yeah.
Roughly 15% of whatever we bring.
Yeah.
Now, back then, our analytics was overtracking. It gave us too much credit, more credit than what we deserve. Now, it gives us pretty much the credit that we should deserve. So instead of, like back then, to aim for 15%, we would use 11.25% of our analytics because it used to overtrack. Now that it tracks pretty much as much credit as we should deserve, then we set it on 15%.
Okay, 11, 15 instead of 15?
Yeah, so to charge you roughly 15%, we take whichever is lower.
Okay.
Either 15% of our analytics or 22.5% of the Kickstarter dashboard, whichever is lower of the two.
Okay.
We take whichever is lower because you have we have two tracking methods here. We have the but it's not objective because we can change the numbers if we want, right? And there's the objective under tracking Kickstarter dashboard. That is it's fair because nobody can manipulate the data, nobody can change the numbers, but it gives us less credit than what we deserve.
Yeah.
So to charge you roughly 15%, we take whichever is lower, either 15% of our analytics that tracks okay, or 22.5% of the Kickstarter dashboard that under tracks, and we take whichever is lower, and not the average, whichever is lower. And by taking whichever is lower, like the lower of the two, not the average, we solve the objectivity problem of our analytics. Because if we take whichever is lower, this means that our analytics calculation only takes effect if it lowers the fees that you would otherwise pay. It cannot raise the fees that you would otherwise pay. Okay?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we got the main idea, but you can send us the.
I'll send you.
Yeah.
Now,
Thank you.
and of course, we can also use reference from last time. Now, so this is pretty much how the calculation of the fee has changed. Again, effectively it doesn't change much. You're still gonna pay roughly 15%. The way it's calculated is a bit different because our analytics is now more accurate.
Yeah, we understand. Yeah.
What is important, especially to you, because last time, as I remember, you spend you got to very high ad spend levels. Like there were days where you spend in the thousands, right?
Yeah.
And now you get discounts on high ad spend. So if you spend more than $2,000 a day, then instead of paying 15%, like you pay 15% for the first $2,000 a day, but if you spend more than that, then you only pay for the incremental pledge 12%.
Okay.
Roughly 12%. If you get to spend more than $4,000 in a given day, then your fee will further go down to roughly 10% of the pledges that we bring. So all in all, it's like a running rate that starts at 15%, but when you get to high ad spend levels, it can get as low as 10% for the incremental pledge. Okay?
Okay, got it. Then
So pretty much what has changed since last time.
yeah, okay. We know you have some Facebook ads last time, but this time other than the Facebook ads, do you have any other method for the marketing?
Right. So as like we also use Google AdWords when we need additional traffic. But the best traffic still comes from Facebook, and so we do primarily Facebook. We did get better since last time. Like we're pretty good back then, but we got better.
Yeah.
Okay, for the first 60 hours, is that also using this method for the first 60 hours?
You mean Facebook and our newsletter?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. We feature you on a newsletter right when you launch, and then run ad campaigns for 60 hours. Yes.
Do you have any suggestion for us to promote any maybe what should we do in the before or I should say what should we prepare before we launch the project?
Right. Like what you can do when from when we step out and until we return. Is that the question?
Other than your help, is there anything we can do?
Yes. So, who did you fulfill with last time?
You mean
the last time?
You mean the
delivery and yeah. Did you use like Backer